So first I have to say that the fact that they would take that out of schools because it was offending a person of color is, in my opinion, plain silly. Plain silly. You hit the nail on the head when you were talking about children and their innocence. And I do think that there is some innocence that's being taken away um, by teaching children to classify and label people at such a young age. Oh God, it's one of those simple things in life. I'm even kind of just a little teary thinking about it, how sometimes children are just so innocent and they're not exposed to all the negativity in the world and whatnot, and it's a breath of fresh air sometimes just to be around them because they just kind of speak their mind. And I think sometimes, adults are quick to shush them, but once in a while you'll find people that will just sit there and listen to children because it's very refreshing to get that fresh, unbiased point of view. I don't get it. Yeah, if I was standing somewhere and someone had to point me out to someone and they said, that white guy over there, that white big guy over there, I'm a big guy or whatever, I wouldn't be offended because I know that they weren't using that information in the context of, being not a derogatory comment. It was simply, whatever, describing me physically. There's nothing wrong with describing me physically. I don't see that, but I think that political correctness has definitely gone too far. I do think that there is a time and a place for it, but it's seeped into aspects of our everyday life that it probably shouldn't be. It just makes things longer, or people have to spend time and just make sure to, so what am I going to say is going to offend people or what? I don't get it. But I agree with you. I agree with you. I think that what you said in your video, I agree with it wholeheartedly. So one thing I do want to mention is I happen to live in the U.S. And over here, I've always grown up saying zebra instead of zebra. And I'm not necessarily saying that there's a right or wrong way, but I love the way you say it. Love it. Like, I'm going to start saying zebras just because I think it sounds pretty cool. I also tried to say Z for the longest time because I have a lot of friends that live outside the U.S. that always say Z, and Z is just, it's burnt in there. It's one of those things. They make me say Z as a young age. Can you believe it? I do have a quick question, though, before I wrap up this video. In the United States, if we were being PC, a black person is normally referred to as an African American. And I was curious, in Europe, what would be the PC term over there? I honestly don't know. I certainly hope you don't think I'm unintelligent by asking this question, but I honestly don't know. What would be the PC term for a black person in Europe? So, I liked your video, though, and I hope you have a great weekend, and keep it up.